The power of thought, how the masters shape reality. What if your thoughts were not just private whispers in your mind, but the very substance shaping your world? What if everything you experience, every success, every challenge, every moment, was first formed in the unseen, long before it became real? The masters of the Far East did not merely believe in this truth, they lived it. They did not struggle to change their circumstances. They commanded reality with the force of thought alone. To them, thought was not passive, it was creation itself. Every action, every miracle, every manifestation began with a single focused thought, unwavering and absolute. Today, we will unlock this hidden power. By the end of this video, you will no longer see your thoughts as fleeting ideas. You will understand them as the architects of your reality. Before we begin, take a moment to subscribe and join us on this journey of uncovering the lost teachings of the masters. The wisdom you are about to receive has the power to transform your life, if you are ready to listen. The first realization: thought is not passive, it is creation itself. Man is what he thinks, not what he appears to be. These words, spoken by the masters, reveal the secret behind all spiritual power. The world does not shape your thoughts shape the world. To the ordinary person, thoughts are fleeting, insignificant, like clouds drifting through the mind. But to the masters, thought is the origin of all things. They never hoped, they never wished, they never pleaded with the universe. They simply knew. For them, to think something with absolute certainty was the same as seeing it manifest before their eyes. And because they understood this, they held no doubts, no contradictions in their minds. The moment a thought was formed, it was done. But this is where most fail. The average person treats thought as passive, as if their mind were nothing more than a place for random ideas to drift in and out. They think in scattered fragments, one moment believing in success, the next fearing failure. They pray for healing while secretly wondering if it will ever come. And this contradiction, this wavering, is the very reason their thoughts lack power. The masters knew that thought must be singular, unwavering, and absolute. When they focused their minds, they did not entertain doubt, for doubt itself is the only force that can break the power of thought. Example: a disciple once stood before the masters, weak and frail. He had carried illness in his body for years, and despite all efforts, he had never been healed. One of the masters turned to him and said, "Do you wish to be whole?" The disciple hesitated. "Yes, but I have tried everything. My body is weak, and I do not know if healing is possible." The master's eyes locked onto his. "Your body is not weak. Only your thought of it is. If you knew yourself as whole, you would be whole in an instant." The disciple lowered his head, uncertain. He wanted to believe, but deep inside, doubt remained. The master turned away. "Go and return when you no longer doubt." Reflection: here lies the greatest secret. It is not effort that brings power, it is knowing. The disciple's sickness remained because in his mind, the sickness still had power. The masters understood that reality bends to thought, but only when thought is absolute. The moment there is even a shadow of doubt, the power dissolves. So I ask you, what are you creating with your thoughts? Are you commanding your reality, or are you letting doubt shape your future? Thought and matter. The masters demonstrate how reality is mental first. If you want to understand the true nature of reality, you must first realize this. Everything you see, touch, and experience was first thought before it became form. The masters understood this not as theory, but as law. To them, the physical world was nothing more than a reflection of the mind, malleable, flexible, able to shift in an instant. They did not hope for things to appear. They did not ask. They simply saw what was needed as already present, and because their thought was absolute, reality obeyed. Example of mastery: the instant appearance of food. In one of the most striking demonstrations of this truth, the masters sat with a group of seekers in a barren land where no food or water could be seen for miles. The sun hung low in the sky, and the travelers, exhausted and weak, feared that they would not last the journey. One of the seekers, overwhelmed by hunger, turned to a master. "How can you sit so peacefully while we suffer?" There is no food, no way to survive in this place. The master did not respond with words. Instead, he smiled, lifted his hands, and before them, a feast appeared. Bowls filled with fruits, fresh bread, and golden grains, as though they had been prepared long before. The seekers gasped. How is this possible? One of them asked, trembling. The master replied, because we did not see lack. We saw only abundance. The moment you believe something is absent, you create its absence. The moment you know something is present, it is so. Lesson: what does this mean for us today? It means that whatever you see lacking in your life, health, wealth, opportunity, it exists first in the unseen. The masters knew that if a thought is aligned with universal truth, it must take form. And this was not the only time they demonstrated this power. Example: the transformation of water into wine. On another occasion, the masters sat before empty vessels of water. One of them, without moving, without lifting a hand, spoke a single word, and in that instant, the water became rich with the color of wine. The disciples were stunned. How could this be? The master explained, because in thought, the change had already happened. The moment you hold something as real within, the material world has no choice but to conform. This was not magic. This was not trickery. This was the absolute understanding that reality does not exist outside of you. It is projected from within you. Lesson: now, you may not be trying to manifest food in a desert or turn water into wine, but the principle remains the same. Every single thing in your life, your success, your relationships, your well-being, was first a thought before it became form. The question is, are you controlling your thoughts or are they controlling you? This is why the masters taught that the greatest work a person can do is to master their own mind. Because when you do, reality bends to you just as it did for them. If this knowledge is opening your mind to a greater truth, make sure to subscribe now. We are uncovering the lost teachings of the masters, wisdom that has the power to transform not only your thinking, but your entire life. The unshaken mind. Why doubt destroys thought's power? A disciple once stood before the masters, eager to prove what he had learned. He had seen the masters demonstrate the power of thought, how they healed, manifested, and shaped reality with absolute certainty. Now he wished to do the same. Master, he said, I want to walk across the water as I have seen you do. I believe it is possible. The master simply nodded, then walk. The disciple stepped forward with confidence, but as his foot met the surface of the water, doubt crept into his mind. What if I fail, he thought. In that instant, his body plunged beneath the waves. Soaked and gasping, he looked up at the master, who remained standing calmly on the water's surface. Why did I fall? The disciple asked. The master extended a hand and pulled him up. Because you cannot think two thoughts at once. Faith and doubt cannot exist in the same mind. The moment you entertained doubt, you gave it power. And in that moment, you sank. Lesson: this is the reason most people struggle to create real change. They think they believe in their dreams, their success, their healing. But beneath the surface, doubt lingers. And doubt is the single force that will cancel out faith. The masters understood this deeply. To them, thought was not about effort. It was about knowing. There was no hesitation, no questioning, no second guessing. When they set their minds on something, it was already done. Most people, however, hold a divided mind. One moment they believe, the next moment they fear. They visualize success, but then wonder if they are worthy of it. They affirm health, but then worry about sickness. And this constant wavering keeps them stuck in the same reality, unable to move forward. The master's final lesson. The disciple, still dripping wet, asked, "Then how do I rid myself of doubt?" The master smiled, by never letting it enter. Doubt is not something to fight, it is something to refuse. Decide now, is your mind an open gate for doubt or a fortress for faith? Your challenge. So I ask you, what do you truly believe? Not what you wish to believe, not what you hope for, but what are you certain of? What is the vision you hold for your life, and do you hold it with unwavering faith? Or do you waver between faith and fear, creating nothing but resistance? The power is already within you, but only if you dare to believe without hesitation. How to use the power of thought in daily life. The masters did not allow stray thoughts to wander aimlessly through their minds. They understood something most people overlook. Every thought, even the smallest one, carries weight. It moves unseen forces, shaping the reality to come. And because of this, they guarded their thoughts as a sculptor guards his masterpiece. They did not wish for things. They did not hope. They did not allow fear, doubt, or confusion to take root in their consciousness. Every thought they allowed to remain was intentional, directed, and filled with absolute certainty. The master's daily practice, the discipline of thought. Imagine for a moment that your mind is a garden. The masters had never let weeds grow among the flowers. They knew that if a single thought of doubt, limitation, or weakness was left unattended, it would take root and spread. So they watched their thoughts with precision, allowing only those aligned with truth, power, and divine certainty to take hold. And this is where the difference lies between those who shape reality and those who are shaped by it. Most people allow their thoughts to drift unchecked. They wake up filled with worries. They dwell on past failures. They speak words of limitation without realizing they are giving life to them. But the masters knew that even casual thoughts, those that seem harmless, set unseen forces into motion. And so they took responsibility for every single thought they entertained. Powerful practice for all. The masters would say, if you wish to know what your thoughts have created, look at your life. Your reality is the sum total of your past thoughts. If you do not like what you see, then change the source. So here is your challenge. For the next 24 hours, hold a single thought unwaveringly. It can be a thought of healing, success, strength, or abundance. But hold it without contradiction. Do not let doubt enter. Do not allow fear to steal it. Guard this thought with absolute certainty and watch what happens. The masters understood that reality does not exist outside of you. It is born from within. The world does not shape you. You shape the world, and they have already proven this truth beyond any doubt. If this teaching has resonated with you, if it has sparked something deep within, then subscribe now. We are unveiling the hidden wisdom of the masters, knowledge that has the power to change not just how you think, but how you live. Your mind is the greatest tool you have. Will you use it consciously, or will you let it be shaped by forces outside of you? The choice, as always, is yours. The path of mastery begins with thought. Everything the masters demonstrated, their ability to heal, manifest, and shape reality, was not magic. It was not luck. It was the direct result of mastering a single absolute truth. Thought is not passive. Thought is creation. They showed us that reality is not something that happens to us. It is something we project, something we mold with the energy of our mind. And the difference between those who shape their world and those who are shaped by it is this: certainty. Doubt scatters, certainty creates. The masters never wavered, never second-guessed, never entertained a thought that contradicted their intent. And because of this, they lived in mastery of life itself. Lesson. So now, the question is no longer whether this power exists. The masters have already proven it. The question is, will you claim it? Will you take control of your thoughts? Will you hold your vision unwaveringly? Or will you let the noise of the world dictate what you believe is possible? The mind is the most powerful tool you have. It can be your greatest ally or your greatest limitation. The choice, as always, is yours. If this teaching has opened your mind to something greater, then subscribe now. This is just the beginning. We are unveiling the lost knowledge of the masters, wisdom that can transform not only how you think, but how you experience life itself. Like this video, share it with those who need to hear it, and let us know in the comments. What is the one thought you will hold unwaveringly starting today? The masters have shown the way. Now the path is yours to walk.